Hi friends, I'm so glad you've been able to join us today. Chapel Hill is a church that really values being and making disciples of Jesus. So we believe there are 5 beautiful, powerful movements of discipleship, and that is experiencing conversion every day, doing life and faith in community with other believers, living as kingdom catalysts in the world, having conversations about Jesus, and contributing to the life of the church. Practically, spiritually, and financially. So my prayer for you is when you engage with this message today, that you will experience God's presence drawing you closer to Him. Have a great day.
In the schools around us through the ministry of chaplaincy. So we do have 6 of our chaplains going to be sharing this morning. So I want to invite, yes, Astrid, you're first. I couldn't remember who was first. Tell us where you're from and what you do, and we're going to celebrate that with you.
Hi. Hello. Can everybody hear me? It's working? Great. Hi. My name's Astrid. I'm the school chaplain at Kenmore State School, so we've only got about 500 students. I'm a returning chaplain. I only just started back this year after having a break while my family were young, and I was running a different business. I have a real passion for equipping people with skills that they need to succeed. I love to encourage and support people. The thing I love the most about chaplaincy is how different this looks at different schools and for different chaplains. And that's kind of what you'll hear today, like we all do something slightly different because our schools are different and God's equipped us in different ways. And that's actually one of the most powerful things I think about our chaplaincy. I've been spending a lot of time with the students on the Oval. It's amazing what opportunities you get when you play soccer. It's actually a really great opportunity to help students regulate their emotions. A lot of students don't like losing. And it's about communicating effectively, working as a team. These are all really essential skills in life, but it just looks like playing soccer. But it's all those little incidental conversations that happen as a result of that. I have had multiple conversations with staff, and I've only been there for less than a year, about their challenges. And some of them even say, "Oh, I can't believe I just told you that." And it just says something about the grace of God in my position. You know, people who usually wouldn't share something have shared it with me. And it's very powerful to be able to listen and acknowledge them while they're experiencing pain and suffering, because even our teachers are people with health challenges, family challenges, stress challenges. Every one of them in these moments have ended with them opting in for prayer. This is a real honour, and I'm excited to see the hand of God at work in my school. I would love it if any of you could pray with or for me, especially when I have prayer requests. If you can, please let me know, maybe after the service, that'd be great. But life goes on. I've already had the opportunity to support parents and their students. So we've had some grief and loss in the school, and I had a parent reach out to me, and I got to call them and check in on them, and then check in on their students. That's a really simple thing for us to be able to do as chaplains in the school, but the impact is significant because a lot of people were so not exposed to death. I think having a cemetery tour is really cool because sometimes in our Western world we kind of forget it exists, and then when it happens it catches us off guard. But as Christians, we know there's a hope, and so to be able to connect with someone about how life is fragile is sometimes the first step to understanding and envisioning what faith might look in our lives. The connection I've felt and inclusion I've felt in the school is astounding, and I've only been there for less than a year. So please pray for me. I've already got some things I'm planning for next year, so also if you have some time that you could volunteer or just for 1 or 2 like Father's and Mother's Day events and things like that, then please let me know. I'm going to pass it on now. Sorry about this. I got a bit nervous.
Thank you, Astrid. That was wonderful. Good morning, everyone. My name is Denise, and I work in 2 schools. I spent 2 days in Queensland Academy for Science, Maths, and Technology. I know it's a mouthful. I just call it QASMT sometimes. And I also work 2 days in Canmore South State School. I'm going to share a little snippet of little things that we are doing in different schools, so you get a whole palette of how different things we do as chaplains in different schools. So at Canmore South State School, we have a group, we call it community care group, which comprises of helpful parents that are willing to help families in need, in times of need, like helping with school runs if this family that is ill or unable to take their kids to school, or making meals for them, or even moving houses, things like that. So over the years, we have helped many families. Currently, right now, in this term, we are helping a single mom who has unfortunately recently been diagnosed with stage 2 cancer. She's just started her treatment this week, so these helpful parents has been really good in terms of we are organizing meal support for this family. So yeah, I've got people signing up for meals every day just to provide a simple dinner for that mom and 2 kids that she has. So that's been helpful. So if anyone we normally, the parents will drop the meals at school before 3 p.m. so that the mom, when she comes to pick the son, she can pick the meals up. If anyone is interested to join the meal train, talk to me afterwards. We'll be more than happy to have more hands to help. In Canmore South, I also do a fortnightly coffee morning with the school community. So we invite parents to come for a coffee, free coffees for parents and staff after school drop off every Friday, not every Friday, every 2 Fridays, every fortnightly. So that's a great opportunity to talk and connect with parents. I've got great conversations with many parents. Sometimes parents know that I'm a chaplain. They ask me questions about my faith, and I'm able to share. And there are parents that told me, hey, I used to go to church, but I'm no longer going to church, and we can get that conversation going and encouraging them to find a church that they can connect with. I thought that was a cool opportunity that I can connect with the community. I'm not going to talk about the high school that I work. So this wonderful thing that happened at the school. I've got a couple, this year 11 students. She came and talked to me and said like, hey, Chappie, let's do something for the Christian students, and maybe we can start a group last year. So we did. So in the beginning, she invited a few of her friends to come along, and we gathered at my office every Tuesday lunch. So we had this Christian student group forming, and we've been praying. We've been praying for growth. So it started for 1 girl, and then it grew to 2, sometimes 3. And we kind of keep on praying for growth. Right now, we've got a dozen of kids coming to my office every Tuesday lunchtime. So last term, we started running Alpha course, the Alpha Youth series. So the students are able to invite their friends, non-believer friends, to come with us. And usually I'll provide some snacks as a lure so that, they can get a little bit of lollies and chips. And we've got fantastic conversation going. We've got non-Christian friends, students that came along and asked many questions, and the students are able to answer some of the questions. We pray together. So I'd like prayers in that area as well. So if you could please pray for this group, that we'll be able to reach out to more students. Sometimes we get teachers, Christian teachers that come along and pop by and share their testimony. So that was pretty cool as well, I thought. The prayers definitely needed. Pray for wisdom when we support staff, families, and students, and reaching out to people who are hurting, who are in need, and people who are lost. So I thank you for listening, and I'll pass it on to the next chappie.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us here. Yes, I am a fairly new chaplain as well. I have been at Fig Tree Pocket State School for just over a year, and it kind of, some people might say fell into your lap, but we would believe God has a purpose and a timing for different things. And I think that, yes, being a chaplain definitely does look different in each school. And one of the things that I learned quickly was that chaplains are not allowed to share their faith unless it is brought up by other students or other people. And so that came as quite a surprise, because one would think that that's the natural thing that you do. And so it kind of really guided me and reminded me about really showing Jesus' love through being his hands and feet, as you've already heard from the other chaplains. And so I think, yes, so one of the ways we do this is obviously providing time and being available, whether it be seeing students one-on-one or, for instance, with staff members. I really like to be a part of the school community and really connect with them whenever they're able. Teachers are often running around, teacher aides are often doing things. So I try to catch them at good times or just informally, either in the staff room or just passing by, or if you see that they've been away for a while and you can just able to start those conversations. How are you going? Is everything going okay? And those sorts of things. Also for the children, I provide lunchtime activities. So we do board games, or sometimes they just want to sit and chat. And some of them get so excited about it being their birthday, they're like, you have to come. Like, you know, they're like, can you help me plan my birthday party? And it's like, so very exciting to just be a part of their lives and be with them at that stage in their life. And I think, yeah, just being the hands and feet and giving time is so important for any of us here, not just us as chaplains. Another aspect in my role is something that was actually started by the grade 6 students, and it was a group called the Heartfelt Helpers. So at Fig Tree Pocket, we have what's called the Heart Values. And so these students took it upon themselves to form this group with the goal of helping students in the younger grades, those who are lonely, those who are upset, those who may be having friendship difficulties, and also providing craft and game through it every week. And they decided this for themselves, and so it was kind of funny because I was congratulated for starting this group, and I'm like, actually, no, I didn't. My job is to facilitate and help them grow into reaching their goals and dreams, and to guide them maybe in ways they haven't learnt yet, with a bit of wisdom. So it's been a real privilege working with them, and it's continued on this year. All students are welcome, no matter whether they've already got a badge or not. And it's really great just to see them stepping up and being able to be used to grow in their self-esteem. So we have a talent show every year, and they were really keen to introduce the acts, and I even had some of the other students as well that were in younger years say, oh, can we introduce something too? Yeah, I think it's been a really great opportunity just for those students learning about what they can achieve and just encouraging them along the way. Yeah, and just building their heart, because it does come from their heart and their commitment. We do have weekly meetings as well, so it is a commitment for them. where they can debrief and plan. So it's developing skills as well. I think that's about my time. So thank you for listening. And if you can just, just really pray for the God opportunities, just to be able to be the hands and feet and just to be the role model and to be able to lift up these kids that just really want opportunities and, to use the gifts that God has given them. That would be really great. Thank you.
So one of the challenges, but also one of the benefits, is the fact that we come from a very different generation from our students, and they have, a different sort of perspective, and sometimes that makes conversations interesting. For example, they might come to school on a Monday morning and say, we've just binge-watched some series over the entire weekend and we've seen the whole thing. And we will say, gosh, in our time, you had to wait a whole week to see that TV program, and then, luck would have it, your parents were taking you out that night and you missed it anyway. But slightly different perspectives. Now, Justin is actually going to talk, I think, a bit lightheartedly about some of the language differences that we've faced, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the mental health challenges for this generation, particularly in relation to social media. So, while we spend a lot of time listening, to the concerns of the young people that sit in front of us, and they change every day and every year. Sometimes we see students on and off every year from grade 7 through to grade 12, which means we have the chance to build really good relationships with them. Sometimes it's just a season. The students might come and see us in grade 10, and then we might not actually see them other than around the school casually, but we may not see them again to talk to them till grade 12 exams or whatever. Most of them stay in touch with us, which is lovely. We journey with them and meet them where they are at. According to the Chaplaincy survey statistics, which are done every year across all Queensland schools, the most talked about subjects for students are friendships and peer issues, school behaviour, including things like truancy or in this day and age vaping, bullying or harassment, family breakdown, so when families are going through separation or divorce, and of course mental health. Now, we had a trivia evening that I actually think a lot of you came to, thank you, a few months ago, and we actually had a video that we showed that night. Now, the video's too long to show you today, but what I have done is I hacked into it a couple of days ago and I've taken a couple of segments out of it, so it doesn't run as well together now, but I do have a little video which gives the students' perspective on chaplaincy at high school, and sometimes it's useful just to sort of see how they feel rather than us always talking about it. So I wondered if the gentleman at the back could play that video, please.
So I've been coming to chaplaincy since I was in year 7, and I've seen over the years that Fiona and Justin really help kids, especially with mental health issues like anxiety. One of the main issues that girls my age will have is body image issues from social media like Instagram or TikTok and stuff like that, showing girls what their bodies should look like and what they should look like even at such a young age, which takes a very big impact on their mental health, which is why chaplaincy is so great, because Fiona and Justin, the two chaplains, are so different, but they also are so similar, and they work as a team, showing that you can talk to them about two different things but also have the exact same support from them. A lot of students my age face at this school is having to change themselves to fit in, like changing their personalities or changing their looks just to, gain some friends or even gain some popularity. Like a couple months ago I was bullied for being really loud or not looking nice or just not fitting like the requirements that, people would like as friends. So I've just had to recently go on some medication for some ADHD, and the chaplaincy here really helps to deal with it. Like they're really encouraging, they're always here for an open ear, like they help with a lot of our issues, and they're just really kind people.
When I get really overwhelmed with assessments and certain students in my school, I come here to like pretty much take a break from it all, and I get to talk about like how I feel, my goals, what's on my mind, and they really they encourage me to do better and like be a better version of myself.
If Fiona and Justin weren't at school, it would be a very different place.
Like they're our best friends. We can tell them about anything and everything. And they're just such great listeners. We love you! We love Chaplaincy!
So that was a short snippet. So one of the big challenges today is in terms of smartphones and social media, which some of the girls alluded to. There are obviously huge benefits to be connected, not least that parents can get hold of their children easily. But there's also a substantial increase in pressure on teenagers to conform in all sorts of ways, but with looks, body and image, unreal and unattainable expectations. And this can lead to anxiety and stress. There's a pressure to be involved in group conversations, and there's much more awareness of what everyone else is doing around them, which is tough if they're not included. The many different ways to use social media often means that students spend a lot of time on it, and research is increasingly showing a link between decreased mental health and social media usage. The most vulnerable group are actually girls, late primary school, so ages sort of 9 to 14 and early high school. And there's also, an increased link between online bullying and depression. And so, unlike previous generations, they can't get away from it. It comes home with them as well. At Kemmel, we've followed the Queensland example, and phones have been banned at school this year. This has had a great effect in terms of encouraging students to spend more time together, and that's one of the things that we are trying to sort of do in our room. Instead of sitting in groups at break time and maybe playing online games or scrolling through Snapchat or Instagram, we're encouraging them to play real games with us. So we're playing cards, board games, chess, we get them to do puzzles, loom bands, or just making toasted sandwiches for each other. We actually work really hard to create an atmosphere of inclusion for the students so that they always feel welcome, they always feel supported, and they always feel as though they belong. Finally, as part of our chaplaincy service, Justin and I run groups. So the idea is to help specific students who are recommended to us with social skills or with self-esteem. The boys group's a version of Rock and Water, helping them to feel part of a team, to recognise their strengths through challenges, and also to sort of help them to regulate their emotions. The female program I run is the Shine Girls Group, and this aims to help young women to recognise their worth, their value, and their strength in decision making. It promotes self-belief and resilience, which I think is something all of us need to remember or be reminded of. So for us, it's a privilege to work with the young people, and we see life through fresh eyes. We hope that we mentor and guide them well and help them to make sound decisions. But equally, Justin and I have the opportunity and are blessed, to sort of grow and understand their world as well. This is the future world, which allows us to see where our chaplaincy service and where church and faith more generally can align within this. Thank you.
Greetings, everyone. My name's Justin. I've been a chaplain since grade 10. Now, I was going to get Matthew Chris to come and help me, who's sitting right there, but I didn't want to embarrass him, so I won't do that. I'm considerate like that. Okay, here's a go. I have no idea what these guys are saying, right? Like, I'll put together a volleyball competition in the morning, and one of my guys, Tanvir, he'll go, yeah, easy dubs. Okay, wait, what? He goes, yeah, trust. Okay, whatever. So, in order to share the pain of what talking to teenagers in this generation is like, I actually put together a video for one of the helpful grade 10 boys that did it with me. So when you have the video, and you have a look. What did you get up to on the weekend?
Morning, Justin. Well, I met this girl at the beach the other day. No cap, she had so much riz. I asked her if she wanted to go on a date to a nice restaurant. She said yes. Let's go, chat. I asked her if she likes Mexican food. She said no, kizzy, that's my favourite. Facts. Mexican food is bussin'. She agreed and gave me her number. Let him cook. She gave me a fat smooch when she left. Easy dubs.
Morgan, I have no idea what you just said.
Well, for all the old folk out there, this is what it means. No cap means I'm not lying. Riz means she has charisma. Let's go chat means excitement for streamers. No kizzy means not lying. Facts means I agree. Bussin' means yummy food. Let him cook means let him do his thing. And easy dubs means easy win.
Thanks, Morgan.
All good, Justin.
Okay, done. Okay, so that's what conversations can look like. It's a bit overdone, but just give you an idea. Oh yeah, and some of those things will be on trivia night, so pay attention. Okay, culture. Culture seeps in and influences. You know, like words get changed without you realizing it, and somebody going like, "Why are you saying that? It means this now." And you go, "Oh wow, I didn't know things had changed so much." It would have changed from Jacob's generation to Matt's generation, and then even younger. The younger ones have their own sort of words as well that they use. So, but the culture and the language, the way you dress, it binds people together. They recognize themselves by the way they speak, by the way they look, right? Culture is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just discordant between like an older generation and a younger generation. You tend to have a discrepancy because you just have no idea what they're saying. And they'll go, "Oh, you're a boomer, so, it doesn't really matter." Culture also is a bit more subtle, say, in families. Your family will have a culture. There are ways that you do things within your family, right, that maybe other families don't do. There's things that you don't do as a family. Like, now that I'm a little bit older, my kids are growing up, and you see them reflect that culture in the things that they do. So that's a positive thing. As Christians, we also have a culture. As Christians, we're asked to be the salt, right? To have an influence. So, as an extension, chaplaincy also has a culture. There's a way of being, there's a way that subtly influences the students that we come across. And it should feel a little bit different. Chaplaincy in a school has a culture, we influence, and it's not always obvious, but it's an enjoyable process, and it's an enjoyable process working with the high school students as well. Thank you for having us.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's sermon and that it spoke to your heart. If you want to keep up to date on the sermon series, then hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. We post videos every Sunday. Here at Chapel Hill, we have a lot of fantastic programs. We run a youth group, a faith life group, play group, and so much more. If you're interested in getting involved or simply just checking us out, then head to our website, which will be in the description box below, or follow our socials. It's at Chapel Hill Uniting Church on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you're interested in some of the things that we're doing in the day-to-day life of the church, then keep watching for the notices. I hope you have a fantastic week. May God bless you.